Hello, this is Charles Lincoln. I'm going to be giving a presentation on my thesis in regards to transfer pricing and risk allocation. I'm going to jump right into it. I have some basic diagrams and PowerPoint put together for my presentation, and I'd like to run through it very quickly. Feel free to ask any questions. Now, first I'm going to start off with some basic concepts of taxation and show them how they fit into the argument. Now, you have assets. Just imagine it be money, manufacturing, such as a plant, property, anything. These assets will be taxed in some way. And if it's just an individual owning the assets, then the individual will be taxed. So imagine you're a solo practitioner of some sort. You just have money, you're making investment decisions on your own. You, the individual, the smiley face, will be taxed. But let's say we change the scenario and we create some sort of corporate form over the assets, then that changes things, and the assets themselves will be taxed in the company. And this represents the basic concept of agency. The agent is the smiley face is acting as an agent for the principal, the company, because in a sense we're attributing human activity to the company. It's really the individual acting. And this is the scenario that's occurring. And this doesn't even need to go into the international context. But even if it were, the company would still be taxing. Now, let's go a step further and let's put an entity around the individual. This often happens. You have to have group entities operating over international borders. Then that changes. And the question now is, where is the risk allocated? And that's where the taxation rights will be given. It'll either be given to the assets, where it traditionally was taxed, or to the individual, where this could be in the form of an asset management company. The smiley face is the asset managed company, and the bag of money is an investment fund. They could be in two different jurisdictions. Traditionally, the investment fund will be taxed, or will be given the taxing right. Often, that is what the case was. And it should be noted, this is what U.S. case law does in regards to transfer pricing, where risk is contractually allocated. Then the OECD changes this, and it's when we're looking at Action 9 with the risk allocation, there's a two-test control, two-test for where risk should be allocated, and thus taxing rights should be given. It's we first look at the contracts, which is what was always done. But then we're under this, the mantra is conduct trumps contracts. But what is conduct defined as in step 5? It's first financial capacity to assume risk, and it's the ability to control risk. Now, it would be helpful to define those terms, and they're defined later on in the action, in Action 9, specifically paragraph 1.65, and it states that control over risk is defined as the just a second, gives it a different definition, and this isn't really conduct. This is just shifting the idea back to risk allocation. And what this is putting taxes where the asset management company is, the smiley face, rather than where it was traditionally taxed. This is going to create fissures in international taxation and possible loopholes, because the U.S. will continue, or at least case law has shown, that it will be traditionally taxed in where the asset is found. In OECD countries, assuming they adopt this BEPS, or countries that adopt the BEPS proposals will tax where the asset manager is. This will create loopholes. For example, you could have your asset managers in the United States, like New York, making statistics, financial ideas, and you could have the investment fund somewhere else. And then the U.S. will give taxing rights to the investment fund country will give taxing rights to the U.S., and neither will tax. this could cause a problem. Not discounting that there are problems, and there were problems with where it was traditionally taxed. But this is to demonstrate that there is a problem between the OECD and the US approach to transfer pricing, and that it creates a problem of comparing the two, misapplication. The policy behind this is the US, unless Congress enacts new rules explicitly, is going to continue doing what it does. This is the policy of stare decisis that common law countries have. The US has continually done this. They're going to continue doing it. Now, if you read the BEPS package, it looks like contracts are still first. You read that, and there has been speculation in various articles that this was a compromise reached between OECD, other countries, and the United States. Of course, the United States funds most of the OECD, and it looks like contracts are still the issue. But if you look at step 5, contracts don't matter at all. They skip it, and what does matter is that they're taxed as they usually were. They're taxed where the asset management, and this is going to create fissures. Thank you very much for your time.